Very disappointing outcome of the football game. A lot of things going on, some things we can control, some things we can't control. But too many missed opportunities when you look at it. Just missed opportunities. Got to keep the guy, the quarterback, in the box. You know, can't allow him to scramble. I think it's like 4th and 15 or 4th and 14. Can't allow him to scramble. Got to leverage the football and make a tackle. We're facing up the guy, so we should be able to do that for less than 14, and the game's over. And then, you know, as the end of the game approaches, you know, make some plays, get down there, make the kick, find out we have 12, we don't have 12, we have 12, I don't know. You know, but just we'll look at that. Extremely disappointed. Too many missed opportunities. Missed opportunities in the first half, whether it's a penalty that puts us back or something else that puts us back. And you know, we have some big plays in the game. We have over 400 yards of offense, but we don't have the production on that end of the thing. So there's not enough production points. So it's tough to win a game. You know, scoring one touchdown, and we almost did it. And then, you know, we had some lapses defensively. Had one big play on us. They threw the ball over our head, and you know, we got to make it tougher for them to do that. But extremely disappointed. I thought the crowd was outstanding. I thought the environment again was outstanding, and disappointed for our fans, and take responsibility for that. So I'll take some questions.
Mark, on that 42-yarder, what happened with the coach from the coaching standpoint on the sideline with going for the field goal or going for a play there with 11 seconds left?
Initially, we were going to try and take a shot to the end zone. The clock was going to run. We had no more timeouts. The clock was going to run. You know, as the so we spiked it. But then the 40-second clock was running. Initially, we were going to try a shot down there, and then I said, hey, we need to kick it. Because if we catch the ball, the game's probably over. If we catch the ball and we're not in the end zone, the game's probably over. Line up and kick it. And our field goal kicker was a little late, you know, sort of watching. And so he runs out, the clock's ticking down. He still makes the field goal, but I'm not sure how. You know, we had injuries on the offensive line. I think maybe one guy stayed in. I'm not sure. I haven't seen the film. I know that they reviewed it and said there was no foul, and then they reviewed it again, so I'm not sure. Maybe you guys have seen it. Then we line up again, kick the field goal, they try and hurdle us. That should be a penalty. Call no penalty. It's not reviewable. And but that's just to get to overtime. You know, there's a lot of opportunities prior to that where we could have won the football game. So, you know, I think that they need to take a good hard look at the officiating. That's all I'll say, because there was some disputes out there. So that's all I'll say about that. Because you got to play the game.
Mark, what was the reason for taking the timeouts when they had the ball, the dead ball situation, instead of keeping one in case they scored?
Well, I thought it was going to come down to that last series, you know, and really the timeout, we didn't need the timeout anyway because we could spike the ball, spiked it, stopped the clock. It was on the 42nd lap. And also wanted to make sure, because we were so concerned about the quarterback scrambling, you know, we were trying to look at the formation that they were running and make them change that formation. So we took the timeouts to make sure that we were going to be aligned up correctly and make them change a couple of different formations. Same thing that they did, really, except they did it on the offensive side. They used their timeouts. Just trying to make sure we're lined up correctly, you know, figure out whether we're going to pressure or not, how we're going to handle number 3 on the screen if he screens it, you know, how we're going to keep the quarterback in the box knowing that he's going to scramble. And that's what he did on 4th and 14. Scrambles for the first down, so, and that should not happen. So there's a lot of different things, and there's a lot of different things that we need to look at. But a lot of good plays out there. But you know, at the end of the day, you got to win a football game. You know, you got to win. That's the deal.
We're going to be, doesn't sound happy with the officiating, but 10 penalties again after it seemed like it kind of fixed itself last week. Yeah. What's your thought on those mistakes that were made today?
Well, I gave you some of my thoughts on it. Yeah. I'm not one to stand up here and criticize officials. I never have. So I'll let everybody take a look at those. The people who should be looking at those and take a look at those. In other words, the officiating groups themselves, I'll let them handle that. I'm not going to go off on that. But there were a lot of things that set us back. Some were in question. You know, we get a fumble recovery. I didn't see a flag come out, get a fumble recovery, and all of a sudden flags out. And we just scored. So there's a lot of different things you can look at. I'm sure you guys look at them a little closer now. We have to get on to the next challenge, and that'll be Northwestern at away. We've got 3 out of the next 4 away games, so we'll be challenged. We need to get ourselves right. But got a lot to play for.
Mark, over here, obviously you've already reshuffled offensive line, and we saw Luke Campbell go down and come back. We didn't see Kevin Jarvis come back. Is there any update on these guys?
No update on Kevin right now.
Well, I guess, all things considered, how do you think that group performed today when you basically lose, well, I guess would be the equivalent of your 3rd string left tackle when you kind of got moved?
Yeah, it's hard to say. I thought our guys played hard and, protected the quarterback pretty well. I said that they would put a lot of people at the point of attack, and they did. We found a couple of creases, ran for, I guess, a little over 100 yards. You want to run the ball more consistently. We had a 4th down stop one time, which is, stop to drive. Again, we got no points out of that. We had some different things happen like that where we didn't get points in the first half, where we had 3 opportunities across the 50, I believe, or maybe even across the 40. We came away with 0 points, and that came back to get us. Happened in the second half, too. We have a holding call on a punt return. We'll see. But that, we do end up, I think, scoring on that series. I don't know, guys. It's all, sometimes you're on the sideline and you're dealing with it, and it's a lot easier to see it from afar. It's up close, and you're trying to deal with it. It's happening fast. Yeah.
Mark, could you sort of describe, I guess, what the mood was like in the locker room, and also your message? I'm sure you probably realized a lot of guys were, motivated this game for your record and whatnot. I know you don't like talking.
Yeah, somber. Really somber in there. Nobody likes to lose. Nobody wants to disappoint anybody. I thought the enthusiasm was very good on the sidelines. I thought we were playing hard. A lot of things going on. But, as far as the message to our football team, it's life, another life message, man. You got to get up. You got to get off the ground. That's part of it. We've all had difficult days or things that didn't work out for us, and the next thing you know, you're sort of trying to climb out of a hole a little bit. So, that's the nature of life. And that's what we do. That's coaching. That's teaching. That's this football. That's football.
Mark, Matt obviously missed the 2 in the first half, and then had to make and then miss at the end of the game. Did you see anything from him pregame or anything like that?
No, he hit all the balls clean in pregame. It was windy out there the first half. First half maybe a little bit more than the second, blowing towards our bench. But you're going to miss somebody. What was he, 8 for 8? He's going to miss. He's entitled to a misser. So I guess it's tough when they all mean so much sometimes. So difficult. Very good.
So Mark, what did you see on that last scramble, the 4th and 13? I think you dropped 8 on that one.
Yeah, we dropped 8, spied the quarterback, so we'd be able to prevent something just like that. They ran double seams, and he got out on the edge. And he broke. It's not the 3-man rush that gets busted out. It's the people in the back. They're all facing the quarterback, so they should be able to rally back to stop for a 14-yard gain. But I didn't see, like I said, I saw it ground level, didn't see it on the film, so I'm not sure who's what happened. Did they get blocked? Did they just, get their back turned, or what happened? But you got decisions to make. You want to blitz them, you want to pressure them, which is a little bit less than blitzing. You want to 4-man rush them. There's a lot of things that are going through your mind right there, so got to try to make the best decision you can, but there's no way, I don't care what defense you have, 4th and 14, you got to stop them. But again, didn't happen, so deal with it. Nothing call was very close on whether he got in or not, so got to deal with that one too. But we had an opportunity, we came back down the field. Darryl Stewart had a big game. Felt the work, he played pretty well again. Made some throws, some big plays out there.
2 more, Steven and Chris.
I don't know if this is too similar, Mark, but you bottled up Daniels pretty well for the most part for the first 3 quarters. And later on he's able to get out a little bit, I guess. Did you see anything different that they were doing for him to get out there? Is it just a more
No.
aggressive mindset from him with the game?
No, you know, I think he just made a play. Quarterback, he threw the ball pretty well in the first half, early in the game. But, going into the last drive, they got 148 yards of offense. So, they hit one big long one. And we've got to play better on that one, but the rest of it, they sort of nickel and dimed it within scrambling the football down to it. Got a couple crossers.
You kind of mentioned that. I mean, they get a big drive at the end. Defense is out there for a decent amount of time today. How do you keep the division from growing when the defense gives up 200-some yards and shuts them down and the offense continues to sputter?
Well, I think that the defense gave up a score at the end of the game to keep them scored away. But there's no problem within our locker room in that capacity. Our guys like each other. They know how hard they work. There's little things that stop you along the way that got to be fixed, and you got to deal with it. That's like I said, that's football. But there's no division in the locker room. We'll get ready to play. We'll get ourselves ready to play to go to Northwestern, and sometimes it's good to get it playing in different environments. We'll be excited for that as well.
All right, thanks, guys.